Item 9B, adopt resolution authorizing receipt and expenditure of $56,823 from the California Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control 2018-19 Alcohol Policing Partnership Grant.
Good evening again, Honorable Mayor and council members. Since 2006, the Pacifica Police Department has administered grant funding via the California Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control, or ABC, for a task force that we call the Under 21 Consumption of Alcohol Suppression Team. We try to make everything an acronym, so it's Under 21 Coast, the Under 21 Coast Task Force. This task force is comprised of the San Bruno, Pacifica, and South San Francisco Police Departments, and we work collaboratively to reduce access to alcohol by minors and to combat alcohol-related quality of life issues in our community. Thanks to $56,823 in ABC grant funding this upcoming fiscal year, the Under 21 Coast Task Force will continue to operate in all three jurisdictions with the goal of reducing alcohol-related crime through enforcement, education, and community outreach. The San Bruno Police Department has been identified this year as the fiduciary agency for this fiscal year, tasked with managing the grant for our two partner agencies. The Under 21 Coast Task Force has implemented a system of tracking licensed establishments that have been inspected by local law enforcement for their respective levels of compliance. This tracking system is made available to officers on operations to ensure that no single business is visited multiple times without a valid reason. We don't seek to single people out, and we track and provide some rationalization for every action that's taken. The focus of enforcement extends beyond the sale of alcohol to minors. However, many of these operations do include sending underage persons into licensed establishments to see if they're sold alcohol, or what we call shoulder tap operations, to contact people outside a liquor store to see if they'll buy someone under 21 alcoholic beverages. The Under 21 Coast Task Force utilizes plainclothes officers to conduct surveillance as well. We seek to observe violations and the general enforcement of violations in an effort to both curb the sales of alcohol to obviously intoxicated subjects, as well as the presence of additional violations that may have been previously unreported to either law enforcement or to ABC in licensed establishments. These activities include, but are not limited to, again, the service of intoxicated subjects, human trafficking, and sometimes illegal gambling. As in previous years, San Bruno, Pacifica, and South San Francisco have all identified grant liaison officers within their respective departments that are trained to participate in this project and to ensure that each agency satisfies its grant requirements. The goals of the grant for the upcoming fiscal year have been identified, and there are 6 of them. They are as follows. The first is to continue the proactive work with our task force and in collaboration with ABC. The second is to continue successful establishment of partnerships with our respective communities. The third is to reduce the number of calls for service at licensed ABC establishments. The fourth is to identify problematic areas in the respective jurisdictions where alcohol is a contributing factor to crimes, disturbances, and alcohol-related traffic collisions. The fifth is to educate licensed merchants and establishments on the proper and responsible sale of alcoholic beverages. And finally, the sixth is to educate the community of the dangers of irresponsible alcohol consumption and distribution. There's no fiscal impact to the police department's budget. The funds are, we work together as a group. The funds are generally distributed in an equitable manner in years past. It's been an equitable distribution, with the exception of the administrating agency, which is us this year, and the grant covers all costs for administering the grant. Therefore, staff recommends the adoption of the resolution before you, authorizing the receipt of these grant funds by ABC as part of their 2018-19 Alcohol Policing Partnership Grant. We're grateful for these funds because without them, we would not be able to take any proactive enforcement in this area. That includes my presentation, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions of the chief? Any action? It's a resolution.
I'll introduce the resolution.
Councilmember Medina,
Aye.
Councilmember O'Connell,
Aye.
Councilmember Salazar,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Davis,
Aye.
Mayor Medina.
Aye.